In a corporate world where all employees have great leaders with no egos that create fun cultures where people can do their best work, the employees and companies thrive while doing great things for the customers, themselves, and each other.
Well, we know that rarely happens. I'm Jeff Palacio. I have been a leader for over 40 years for every t-shirt size company, from small 16 employees to extra large over 1 million. Please join me while I interview outstanding leaders that will share stories of great leadership and not so great. It will help you become a better leader while poking fun about all the crazy shit that happens in corporate America.
Your financial future begins with a simple question: where do you want to be? At Searcy Financial, we help successful individuals and families through our mission to simplify your financial journey, empowering you to enjoy life and wealth on your terms. The question sparks a conversation that goes beyond numbers, helping us to understand what truly matters to you and the kind of financial plan that aligns with your life goals. It also allows us to identify potential challenges and opportunities so we can proactively address them. The outcome is a plan that empowers you to acquire, grow, and preserve your wealth. Searcy Financial is gearing up to celebrate 50 years of service. Don't miss out on any of the excitement. To sign up for information on Marc's book, One for All, including where to buy and exclusive website content, or to sign up for the Searcy Financial Wealth Matters email newsletter, use the link in the episode description.
Welcome to a special edition of the Corporate Couch. These episodes will be more of a love seat that focuses on one topic and will run 15 to 30 minutes. For each special edition episode, you will hear from one or more outstanding leaders sharing their expertise on the most important challenges in corporate America today. Welcome to the May edition of It's 5 o'clock Somewhere. Mark, how's it going today?
It is fantastic. It is actually a Friday, and those 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock, or 2 o'clock are good for these types of beers.
Root beer, there you go. I just want to know how you're feeling today. Last night was the Searcy 50th anniversary celebration that I was honored to attend. But how are you feeling? Good?
There was a party after that party.
Wow.
Yes, I'm feeling real good. We made it to Talk of the Town after the fun big gathering we had at Furella's event space. I didn't close it down, but I was there till 11:30 with the team because we'd spent the last 3 days together with a lot more than just the party. But you saw it; it was well attended and lots of good people.
Yeah. I just went to get my shirt back that you stole from me.
Hey, it looks good on you.
Whenever that was.
I only wore it twice.
Yeah. There you go. I have to ask you: did you have a hard time finding your car last night?
If I left earlier, maybe, but I was the last one to leave. So there's my car's out there and all I do is push a button and lights turn on, but it was in a different spot. Yes. I wonder who did that.
Yes. Amy and Laura put me up to, they had the idea. And I was going to park it in the handicap slot, but then I thought, well, if you got towed, it wouldn't have been good. But yes,
no comment.
I did move it. And I could have moved it where we probably will really have noticed, but I thought, well, I didn't know how many cars were going to be there when you left, but that makes sense that there'd be no car since.
It was still a good laugh. You moved it 5 spots, so it wasn't much at all.
Backwards. It was probably same kind of location, but it was about 4 rows back. Very nice. It's very big. I feel like I could have, rammed through the front door, kind of like a battering ram car or whatever.
You didn't see all the kids. My vehicle is clean in the front, but kid stuff in the back. It's what you can't see doesn't hurt you, but that back seat's
you
bad.
Can't worry about that now.
Yeah.
With a 4 and 2-year-old, you're not going to have a clean car.
It's their playground back there.
It's all good. It's all good. I tell people, if you want to come over to my house and see me, come over. You want to come over and see how clean my house is, don't come over. you know.
It's fair.
I mean,
Yes.
you know, it's all good. It's all good. And we're recording on May 1st here. You have a big event tomorrow for Growing Futures Run for the Roses, which we talked about in the April episode. But how you got an update on the fundraising?
Yes. Personal goal for Bridget and I, we're Grand Marshals, is $50,000. We are at $47,000. So I'm ecstatic because the night of the event, we have silent auction items, and we've got quite a few from Jay Rieger, a Bobby Witt Jr. jersey, chicken and pickle stuff,
Nice.
Nick and Jake's. After we talked, Kevin gave a gift certificate.
Nice.
So there's a handful of stuff that should push us over. So I'm excited to meet the goal. But overall, we're at $320,000.
Great.
With a fundraising goal of $150,000. So we beat that.
Wow.
It will come together really well tomorrow. The weather looks good. I'm sure we'll have spillage into the patio or deck around Hallbrook, which is where it's hosted, because I've been told we don't have a lot of extra room.
Right.
It is sold out in a good way.
Yeah, nice. That'd be fun. Very fun. You talked about you had all the employees in for the 50th anniversary. So I think you mentioned last night, the first time in Searcy history, the majority of employees are not in Kansas City. I mean, it's the biggest location, but they're all over the country. But I know you talked about strategic planning, and how did that go, and what did you learn about the process?
We've done it before, and it was an introduction for 2 new people. So we kind of took it a step back and redefined roles. What are they doing as new people that are going to come in and help serve our team and our clients? But it's really 3 and 10-year goals. And I remember always talking about 3-year goals, and now we've started talking about 10. Man, a lot can change in 10 years.
Yeah.
Lots can change in 3 years. Lots have changed this past 3 years. So it was, where have we been? Where do we want to go? And if we're not strategic about making sure everybody's tied to whatever that vision becomes, then what are we doing in between these monthly meetings that we have as a team to get there? I will admit, I feel like we're being aggressive, but I think we're doing that because this last year we met our stretch goal for the year. So if we meet these new stretch goals, we're particularly excited for what we can continue to bring to our clients and to hiring additional people as we grow. It's just weird to talk about, like in 10 years, will we have 30 employees and double the employees, and what does that look like from a revenue? And I think we're heading there, but it's kind of fun to think about, and everybody feels like they now have a piece in contributing to that, no matter what role they have.
Yeah. Did you have a external facilitator, or did you facilitate? How did the process work?
We did not. I am open to an external facilitator. I like the idea, and I think we might do that in the future. Jessica is our CEO and more of a visionary for the firm, also on top of the details, but not in them, but ran the full day strategic planning that we did, and it seemed to work really well.
Yeah, nice.
It's kind of fun to have someone outside, because they might not know our business, but they know about future, talking about things. And if it's led by someone else, the dialogue becomes different. And as you know, we're doing EOS. We're about 1 year and 3 months in. So I would imagine in the next year or two, we might engage with someone that helps with that, but we haven't yet.
Yeah.
And that would be ongoing, not just a strategic planning meeting. I will admit, the fun thing that we talked about this time is, man, we're bringing more people here because we have less people here now than other places. And why do we have to do it in Kansas City? Right. It tied in nice to a 50th anniversary party.
Yeah.
But in the future, we all go to Denver for 5 days, or we might go to Salt Lake City where you have 2 people, or Phoenix. So I'm kind of excited about that, because part of it is just fun, getting together, getting out of your element. And that's a part of being able to look to the future when you're not so busy in everyday life.
Yeah, I think that's fantastic. I mean, for the people that are not in Kansas City, are you thinking about a certain cadence to, see them face to face? Is, the one planning meeting a year going to be it, or what is the process for you guys?
With tech, we see them every day with things like this.
Right.
But I will tell you that I think 3 of the spouses came in with them. So that's a part of meeting their spouses too, which is kind of unique. They come to some of the events, they do some of the activities. I think for this time, it was good to bring people to Kansas City that were newly hired to show where our office is and introduce Kansas City. Amy, who's our administrative coordinator, she did a great job setting up for this event. So we also did a scavenger hunt in Midtown Kansas City, rode the streetcar, ate at restaurants that I'd never been to. So it was like a vacation in my own city, because I don't go down there all the time. And the timing is crazy. We rode the streetcar and say, in 5 years, let's take a picture here because we'll be going to a baseball game right over. You can't see me pointing, but right over there. So it was kind of cool to tell them the history of how Kansas City is developing, because it's changing a lot here, which is fun.
Yeah. You're like a typical Johnson County person. I don't go downtown. It's so far. It's like 25 minutes.
I have kids. Kids changed it all. I used to go down more.
I give you grace there. That is that is true. I'm curious. I'm a big foodie. What restaurants did you eat at that you had not been to before?
We ate at Ragazza's.
Love Ragazza's.
Which is a really good. Yep, off the streetcar. So we ate there for dinner one night. It was like a Tuesday night, but it felt like it was a weekend. It was packed. It was loud. The bar was busy.
Yeah.
So it was kind of I didn't feel like I was in Kansas City. That was good. I love Italian food. We also ate, every year that we've done this, we take people to Joe's Kansas City. There's my plug. It's my favorite. It works well for a big group. Went there. Have you ever heard of Our House? It is near KU Med, and it's kind of a really good, I don't want to call it comfort food. They had
it's like barbecue and
has a little bit of everything.
Yeah, I think the owners used to work at Joe's KC, believe it or not. They have a great brunch, and I've been there for lunch at least once or twice.
Yep. Yeah. I think they have a patio rooftop too. We were inside, and that was after volunteering at Canby's Market. We'd never done that before. Very similar to Harvesters. Had a great experience. But my favorite food, and it's down in Johnson County, we didn't have to go too far the first night, was Bamboo Pennies. I'd never been, and I'm a big fan of Thai food.
Yeah, very good.
And they put us in the upstairs all to ourselves. So it was like, man, it's dead up here. But that was the first night for people getting together, being able to talk. But the food was excellent, too.
Yeah, I love their drunken noodles, but I stopped eating them because then I Googled it. There's no alcohol in the drunken noodles.
It turns out there's not. But it's spicy. Whatever sauce came with it, I had it.
Yeah. No, it's a great ambiance. The food's tremendous. Great cocktails. Good happy hour. So, yeah, Bamboo Pennies.
And then one more. Classic Cup.
Oh, yeah.
Easy start to lunch on the plaza before we started on the scavenger hunt.
Yeah.
I will tell you, the scavenger hunt also got us in like 10,000 steps. So
nice.
Got my steps in for that day because it was all over around Union Station searching for things. There's funny stories behind that, but my team did not win, and it was my fault. So there's a whole story behind that. We'll talk about it in
just one plug for Ragazza, and I'm not a paid sponsor, but we go there a lot. And it reminds me most of almost any restaurant I've ever been to in my life, not even in Kansas City, of my family's Italian cooking.
Oh.
Yeah, so.
Really?
Yeah.
I love the appetizers because we were hungry when we started, but I think it was $5 appetizers. We ordered, I don't know.
Yeah, the eggplant fries.
All of them were good.
The eggplant fries.
Yes, goat cheese and the red sauce. Excellent. Yes.
Yeah. Maybe we turn this one into the food edition of the It's 5 o'clock somewhere now.
That's true. If anybody wants us to talk about the restaurants, just text us.
Yeah. And we got some, I'll say, good news recently. We're kind of, they're combining us like Batman and Robin, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, and, whoever. Next KC with Chloe Cox and Jack Denzel, and I think Will Stout. They invited us to speak together in late July in front of the group. The next KC is I think a lot of people are familiar with Top Gun, which I think you belong to, which is kind of the late 30, 40-ish up-and-comers and servant leaders of Kansas City. And the next KC is like the 25-year-old-ish group that's, have to be elected, things like that. So, yeah, I'm excited. We'll figure out what we're going to talk about. But
we have plenty to talk about, but it will be fun to tag team that. I love what Top Gun has been since I've been involved, and then even the Loop, and then young people, I try to plug them in. And the young people that came into town for our team this week for strategic planning, I was like, if you could do something like this, I imagine it can pave the way for just being well connected for communities that don't already have it. I think they're doing good here, but they're kind of carrying some momentum now, and I'm excited to watch what they do.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Any new people you've met you want to give a shout out to?
I've known them for a while, but I reconnected when I was in the University of Missouri presenting last month. Dr. Julia Myers. She is how do I tell her story? used to be a pharmacist and then had an eye issue and found out she couldn't do pharmacy anymore. So she's pivoted in mid-career. I'm guessing she's my age, but she's now concentrates on helping families and young people learn about money. So she interviewed me on her podcast, and I was like, teaching kids about money. I don't do that much. But then I thought, oh man, I need to start doing this real soon for my kids. So her and I are going to continue a dialogue about what she's doing to educate parents of young children to raise them to know about money. I know how to do adult things, but to teach them, I know I'm on the verge of that. But she's talented in having those open dialogues to prepare people. So I'm excited I kind of felt unprepared for the conversation with her, but it made me realize that I need to stay connected to her to help our young families.
Well, yeah, and you have to make sure you know how to teach your own kids about money, right?
Turns out it starts earlier than I thought. Grant does have a piggy bank, but there's digital money now. Kids don't want.
Yeah, I saw a Facebook post. You have like some huge toy car, that they can drive. It was like a Mercedes, was it, or Bentley?
It is a Lexus SUV,
okay.
And they should start paying property taxes to me for that. And the rim fell off the other day, so it's also a liability on families. Look out for Grant and Emily in the neighborhood for sure.
Yeah. Anybody else you met lately?
I've kind of stayed back, so no. What about you? Have you met anybody good?
Actually, William Godwin, who's the CEO of Meyer Labs up in Blue Springs, he introduced me to Chris Smith. He was the founder of Athlete Nation and basically helped colleges and their athletes during their career and mainly post-career to get jobs and connect people.
Was it called Athletes Network at one time?
Yeah. I think so. I think it did change. It pivoted a couple times, but he was the founder. Chris has an amazing story. He was born, I think, in the U.S., but he moved to Hawaii, which is still the U.S. Sorry, Hawaii people out there. But anyway, he played football at the University of Hawaii, and he played center, and he was like 305 pounds. And he was the lightest one on his line. The other four linemen got drafted by the NFL. He actually played his last year at Missouri State because his head coach had left, and he met his wife there, and that's why he's in Kansas City. But yeah, it's a great story, and he's doing some fun things. But we really had a great conversation with him, and I was totally embarrassed because I was rushing to get to Pilgrim Coffee, 9:30 meeting. I get there early, 9:26, and it's like 9:35. He's not there.
You gotta say hi to everybody you know when you show up there.
Well, I'm not gonna even go through the names because we mentioned there's the usual suspects. You know who you are. Anyhow, I emailed him and I said, hey, I'm here. Can I get you any coffee or whatever? About 10 minutes later, he goes, hey, I'm still on my call, but I'll be there by 10. And I look at my calendar, it was 10 o'clock, not 9:30, so I was way early.
Oh, perfect.
And I was like, oh my
God.
We've all
done it before.
Yeah.
Even if the calendar is well organized, there's a lot of things.
Well, it was my bad. Having an Apple Watch is good and bad. The night before, I just checked my next morning, and it's very small type, so I looked. It looked like 9:30 to me, but obviously it was 10. So there you go.
That's fair.
Bottom line, it was fun meeting Chris. He's done a lot of great things, and he actually he's still working for the company, but he sold to private equity. So that was a cool story for him. And then I had a really fun experience talking about podcasting. Do you know Kendall Schoenrock?
I do not.
Yeah, I got introduced to Kendall through Fred Stipkovitz, who was this president of Ultratech Aerospace. So they were in a Vistage Club together, and now they're at part of Heartland Heroes, Kevin Berzer's group. He used to be run by Steve Johns. And anyhow, Kendall's fantastic. He's got an unbelievably great story. So we actually did a podcast swap. He has a studio. He's renovating the old Hostess headquarters in Lenexa for the Kansas Department of Health Services, and he built a podcast studio in there. So we did a live corporate couch
together, live together.
Yeah, and then he just launched about 2 weeks ago, Hidden Foundations, his podcast. Now, the difference being he's got an agency helping him. And the amount of information they gave me for interviewing Kendall was unbelievable. And I mean, like pages upon pages. And then they put a dossier, I call it a dossier, on myself for his interview of me for Hidden Foundations. And I am the main researcher and the only researcher for
2-hour podcast or something to get through it all.
Yeah. No, yeah. I was there for, I don't know, about 2.5 hours. We went about an hour each, hour for the corporate couch, hour for his. But he got into questions, they weren't the normal, why'd you go to college there type thing, or, it got into some deep stuff. So, it was like a therapy session for me. I was like exhausted after doing both of those more because I went second. So, I felt like I had a 2-hour therapy session. It was an hour of a podcast.
Get it off your chest. That's good.
Yeah. I might have to get some edit rights. I don't know if I want everything I said out there, but we'll see. Mark, what's on your nightstand? What are you reading? Anything good?
Besides the Gruffalo book for the kids, it would be a book called Vision, and I can't think of the author. I'm going to send it to you. It's on my bookshelf at home. But I got it from I think it was Sonia Jury that spoke about EOS for Acumen, and a few of my Acumen team members have read it and said it's been fantastic in terms of what's perfect for this week: strategic planning, looking to the future. What do you want your business to look like? It's not just my business; it's my team's. But I'm in this phase of where do we want to go? It's kind of a good reset after last night's party. We've done a lot, and my short talk while I was there was it's not about what we've done in the past, but it's where we're going. So this book is on my list to get to probably by the time we talk next month. There's my accountability.
There you go.
Are you reading anything good too?
I just started, I'm like 10% in to Adam Grant's Think Again book. And he's a great writer, and he balances stories with research, and he's funny, too. So yeah, I mean, and the basic premise is, you can get so ingrained with your ways and think you're an expert, but you really have to question your thinking and be open to, and be curious about others' ideas that are different than yours. Because sometimes it's a badge of honor, to have ideas and that are constant, and you're going to show up in a certain way. But it's also it puts you in a trap of he mentioned the guy that invented the BlackBerry. Like they could have invented the iPhone, but it was all about the keyboard. It's like a keyboard. But really the beauty of the BlackBerry, not only the keyboard to make it easier, but it was. Every business used it because everything was encrypted and all that. They could have sold their network and partnered with the iPhone, honestly, and they would still be in business today. But they went from some crazy high market share, and 3 years later,
Research in Motion. Yes, I followed the stock years ago,
Yeah.
and the funniest thing now is I see people selling a thing that clips onto the bottom of your phone, and then it's a real keyboard.
Yes,
right?
yeah, they're coming back.
It plugs in, so then you have a bigger screen, but some people like the tactile of buttons. But yeah, evolution is, I guess, the key to Adam Grant thinking differently. And even in the strategic planning week that I just went through, so I'll probably read this book, it's like getting everybody together because everybody comes from a different, I guess, talent to add value. And I'm a doer, less of a talker. So strategic planning to me, it's like, just tell me what I need to do. Like, give me my list.
There you go.
I don't need to talk for 12 hours. But
Yeah.
in any event, sometimes it takes time for people to get out their perspectives or just feel comfortable to do it. But that Adam Grant, I follow his LinkedIn, and he's got some thought-provoking short quotes and comments that I think are awesome.
Yeah. Anything else to wrap up today's episode?
By the time we have this next meeting, I will have taken a trip to Pittsburgh and seeking a new credential and training called 2164 Certified Advisor. I will have another Major League Baseball field checked off my list.
Nice.
I'm going to see the Pirates play the Rockies in PNC Park. And if you haven't looked it up, look up that park. I'm excited. It's got Pittsburgh in the distance over the river in the outfield. And it's something that maybe we'll see more closely resembled for the Royals in 5 years. But
yeah,
I'm excited to get out of town for a couple days, learn something new, and then bring some more good ideas for client service.
Yeah, I love it. All right. Well, it's a wrap for this May edition. Mark, have a great weekend.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you for listening to this special edition of The Corporate Couch. If you enjoyed the episode, I would love for you to take 2 minutes out of your day to rate us 5 stars and write a review. Please join me weekly where I interview great leaders that share their career journey and their leadership wisdom.